I have this really nice message from our student. The student says, with the help of your videos on YouTube, I got the record points for my PR. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for guiding and uploading videos to guide people in CELPIP preparation progress. And the student was pretty happy with the results. So if you haven't done so already and you haven't looked at our YouTube videos, please subscribe now. What are you waiting for? Let's get into CELPIP writing. This is the task we will be looking at. We'll do feedback on this task. There's the question, there's the answer. Now the student had his, or I'm not sure, her own teacher, and the teacher had this feedback. I looked at it before uploading or starting this video. I agree with everything the teacher is saying, but there are a few things I want to add to with this teacher's feedback, and we'll have a deep dive into it to make sure you understand how to give your self-evaluation at home and understand really what you're doing correctly and incorrectly. Here's the question. You recently won a competition organized by an online teaching platform which offers free access to a course of your choice. So you won a competition, now you can get a course for free. Write an email to the platform's support team in these words and mention the competition you won and the date. State the course you would like to enroll in because you got a free course. Ask about the process and any requirements for claiming your prize. Okay. Let's get started and see the first thing. And before we look at the first thing, we also have to count the words, and the words are good enough here. So the second thing we look at is the start. Now, it's different. It's not wrong, but the way the start is, it's too long, first of all. So let's see what the teacher had to say. The teacher said, why is the H capitalized? Right, it's good, it's capitalized, but the rest aren't. So you really have to capitalize everything. Now in this case, caveat, the of and the, they're not going to be capitalized. They're not official terms, but the P, the S, the T should be capitalized, right? But then why take that risk? Why do all of this? You can just say, dear Mr. Rockwell, dear Ms. whoever, or dear hiring manager, dear professor. Just keep it simple, saves you words, avoids the risk of doing a long one here. And for me, most importantly, it's saving you words. Like all these words are not adding any value. This is not complex vocabulary. You can save that and add them later on. Okay, so I would just keep it simple or just put a name, dear Miss and Rockwell, just any ending name, and go ahead with that. So we go into our first paragraph. Let's check this out. The main objective of this email is regarding the enrollment in a course without any cost after winning a competition. I'll show you the teacher's comment on this. Then I have my own comment on this. Before we do that, what is your comment on this? Have a look at the question. You agree? You think it's a good start? Yes? No? Let me go and look at the teacher's comment on this. The teacher says this is an unclear statement. The purpose is not concise or in light with the prompt. Really? Let's see. What is the prompt? Well, the prompt is basically you won a competition, and because you won it, you can get a free online course from this organization. So let's check out what the student says. The main objective is it's for enrollment in a course, which is not the case. It's not that he is trying to enroll in a course. It's a free course, and he got the free course after winning the competition. It's very vague the way it is placed. I want to enroll in a course without any cost. This wording shows me that I want to not pay, but that's not it. You are entitled to it because you won. And he brings that up after winning a competition, which is very muddled. This is too much information in not the right places. The way you could say it is the purpose of my writing is to inquire about the course that I am entitled to as part of winning the recent competition. Placement is the one that matters here. The incorrect placement, enrollment in a course without any cost after winning a competition, that's where the clarity issue is. So do I agree with the teacher? Yeah. It's in light with the prompt. Now this is a little harsh. I think it is in light with the prompt, but the way it is said is unclear. And you can see how one person might feel like it's not in light with the prompt, which is something the examiner can feel too. So you want to make it as clear as possible and keep this simple. Don't overcomplicate it. The first paragraph for formal emails is just the purpose. The reason I'm writing is this. The purpose is this. Move on. Okay? Details and complexity, They go in body paragraphs. Now, body one. Firstly, I took the test on our college website last Sunday, December. Date is here, which is good because the question was asking about the date. Nice. In addition, so good connectors. I like that. I got the result after a week. I got 95%, which led me to get an entry into the course that I preferred. First thing is what I'm noticing right away is I, and it continues, and this is usually what happens with students. This does not have a range of vocabulary. It is too much active voice, I. It should have passive voice as well to give yourself a good range and variety. Let's see what the teacher says. The teacher points out a grammar mistake here, which is absolutely correct. This is the incorrect use of the semicolon. You have to use semicolons with clauses before and after, which are in the same story, like they're part of the same sentence or idea. This idea is, in addition, I got the result after a week. And then this one is the marks which led you to something. These are two different points. You can easily put a full stop, which should have happened here. A 95% missing article, so some grammar mistakes. Now, the question the teacher asks, and this is how you have to think, because the teacher is looking at the task response. She says, what exactly was the competition? Why is she asking that? Because the bullet point is asking you the same thing. That is not mentioned here. Why did you take the test in the first place? Now, this is something the teacher is adding to this bullet point to help the student elaborate it. You don't have to say why you took the test in the first place, but if you add that to mentioning the competition you won, it'll help with the task response. So the teacher is, I believe, pushing the student to work on this elaboration more. The student should have said after the date, date was good. You could mention before or after the date. The competition was regarding winning this assignment within this deadline among 10 people, and I had to win because I needed access to the free course. That'll help you with the task response. Unfortunately, missing something like this makes you reduce and lose marks very quickly. Task response is considered a major mistake. I want to be careful with that. Now, based on that winning award, I like it. Firstly is good. Based on this is good. I wouldn't say in conclusion because it's not an essay, but okay, it's not bad flow. So far flow looks good. I would prefer to enroll in the French course. Okay, so the question is, state the course you'd like to enroll in. That is being answered so far nicely. In which taking a seat almost equals cracking a walnut with a hand. Not bad. It's an idiomatic expression. You want to be careful with those, but this is used correctly, so that's fine. Along with this, good connector. I do not have to pay the fees for this course, which is really motivating for me. Okay, slight concerns there. Let's see what the teacher says. In this case, the teacher says nothing, so the task response is good according to the teacher. For me, I have a little problem with this ending. Let's go back here. Now, along with this, I do not have to pay the fees for this course, which is really motivating for me. Let's go back to our bullet point. State the course you would like to enroll in. We're not asking you to give details about how it makes you feel to have a freebie. That is extra detail. Extra detail should be, if you want to add it, less than 20% of the entire body. This is almost, I would say, 40% of the body. It's one long sentence. Too much going into the extra detail. I want to continue talking about the French course because it is asking me to mention that and elaborate on that. So I could say something like, along with this, the French course is something that could advance my careers in Canada since bilingual ability or talent is needed in many job posts, or something like that, which shows that this is the course that is going to be a blessing for me. That will build further on the task response, which is what we need to do. So I would mention that to the student as well. Let's look at the third one. Ask about the process and any requirements for claiming your prize. Okay. In conclusion, I would like to know the best way to enroll before getting it filled out. It's a little ambiguous. Before getting it filled out? What do you mean? Before getting what filled out? Like the enrollments, the admissions? Not clear. I don't know what that means. I'm going to mark that incorrect. Additionally, please let me know if there are any requirements I must meet before proceeding with this course. Now here I have a little conflict with the teacher. Because see, the question says, ask about the process and requirements. Okay, the person is asking about the requirements. Let's see what the teacher says. Because for me and for you, probably, you will feel like, yeah, that's what the person's saying. Requirements, what are the requirements? But the teacher says, bullet point 3 has not been adequately tackled. I'm in partial agreement with her and partially no. Here's the reason. Bullet point 3 says, ask about the process. Process is missing. So the process would be, could you please let me know which website I have to register in or which form I have to fill? It should be something specific. And I think that's what the student was trying to do here before getting it filled out, these wordings, but it's not clear what he or she is trying to say. So that is missing. But if I see this requirements and teacher, the requirements are right there, why are you saying that bullet point 3 has not been adequately tackled? I'll tell you what she means. And she's correct too, but it could be a little harsh. However, it's best to not risk it and make this requirement clear. When you see the question and it says requirements and you copy it word to word, you're just copying it. You're not really elaborating it and you're not showing the real intention. Like if you were really applying for this, you would need to know the requirements and you would ask them specifically. So instead of you being general, just be specific. It's better for task response. Additionally, please let me know if there is any eligibility criteria or any financial requirements I need to meet. In this case, probably not financial because it's free. So the course is, okay, let's say I need online requirements or computer setup needs that I need to do or fulfill before enrolling in the course, if the course is online. So if you're more specific, it'll address this, and not only address this, it'll expand on this because you ask a bunch of things. Is this required? Is this required? So it helps the task response more. So this teacher is a little bit harsh, more harsh than I am, and usually I'm very harsh, but I believe it's good. It's good to get that thing out of the conflict area. If you copy the same wordings, it could be considered too general. Okay, the teacher then has not much to say later on. Towards the end, we'll see our final comment, but I did want to add something here. Look at this finish. I genuinely appreciate your assistance in making my dream of taking the course come true. It's good. It's advanced wordings. It's nice professional ending. But the words here, you still have room to add more. If you could add one more sentence, I would like that finish. So I genuinely appreciate your assistance in making my dream of taking this course. Likewise, I would be awaiting further instructions on the enrollment process. Something like that, just to give it a more defined finish. And that also wraps up the idea that we left with in body 3, because that was asking about the requirements, and now that's what you're looking forward to. So realistically, you would leave the ending with that prompt too, and I think that would nicely wrap it up. Yours sincerely, and the full name, that is the ending. That's perfect. The teacher's final comment was, it lacks complexity. There is a lot of repetition as well, like the I was repeated a lot, and the idea content is not clear enough. So idea content, we have discussed that. Then some places where you could use complexity, extended vocabulary, something advanced or range would be number 1, using the passive voice in places, not just active voice, using also complex sentences, for example, starting with things like while, although, or based on. That helps you break a sentence into 2 parts. And then wherever you could do a better wording, for example, let's have a look here. Without any cost, so you can say cost-free. Last Sunday, got a result. Here you could have said, having the result in hand, I did whatever. That would be better phrasing, which ultimately led me to, if you add adverbs, it's nice. Course I preferred, that's fine. A word I would prefer. Okay, preferred, that's what the teacher means by enrollment. You want to change the wordings, don't use the same words every time. In which taking a seat almost equals crack. Yeah, this one was a good attempt, good idiomatic expression. I do not have to pay the fees for this course, which is really motivating for me. Really, you can simply replace it with highly. Highly is more advanced. It's not too basic. And I don't have to pay the fees for this course, which is really motivating for me, which highly drives my ambition further, or which pushes my ambition to learn this course further. You could have better phrasing there. In conclusion, I would like to know the best course of action instead of saying best way. Additionally, please let me know or please keep me posted. Again, unique advanced phrasing before proceeding with this course. That's fine. And then ending, we have discussed that. So those would be some places where you could change up the vocab, change up the phrasing, and that could take this from a level 6 to a level 10 plus. I do agree with the teacher. This is a level 6. So guys, do you write like this? If you do, how can you fix it after reviewing this video? Not sure? Revise this, play this video again, and then do evaluation like this at home. Plus, if you want feedback as well as tons of practice tests and detailed guides and instructions, check out our CELPIP course in the description. It comes with free feedback as well. Thank you and take care.